Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for Crime 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. 6 shootings in 24 hours in the city of Spokane. Right now, Spokane police are investigating yet another shooting that just happened overnight in North Spokane. Now city leaders are saying that violent crime is simply out of control. Crime 2's Amanda Rowley is sharing now what one council member believes is going to help address the problem. Amanda?
Well, we've been tracking the total drive-by shootings in Spokane since last month when police responded to 4 shootings in 2 weeks. Now, it turns out this trend continues to climb. Now, SPD shared this updated look at these numbers so far this year compared to the same time frame last year. Of course, that's between January and April. Now, these numbers do not include the recent 6 shootings, just to keep that in mind. Now, at this point, we've seen 8 more shootings than last year. But what really stands out is that the number of drive-by shootings have more than doubled. Now, the latest string of shootings happened in City Council member Michael Cathcart's district. He says these violent crimes are out of control. He believes the city needs more officers and neighborhood-focused policing strategies to address this.
We've got a lot of community members who will tell you that from their perception and perspective, they don't often see officers in their neighborhoods. They don't have a sense of safety in their neighborhoods. And a lot of times they're victimized by property crimes and things like that. And I think this just enhances the feeling of safety that folks have.
Creating a more visible presence of police officers, and that would be either officers on foot or bike patrol in Spokane neighborhoods. But Cathcart admits the city needs to hire more officers to do this successfully. He wants to pilot this strategy in Hilliard to see how this could help deter crime. Now, in a Facebook post, Cathcart posted a few other ways the city should try to address this trend. I'll share more on that tonight at 5. Amanda Rowley, Crime 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And in other top stories at this hour, the prosecuting attorney for Latah County, Idaho, has deemed an officer-involved shooting legally justifiable. That shooting happened in February in Orofino. Mike Trappett was shot by Clearwater County deputies after holding a knife and threatening to hurt himself. The sheriff's office says Trappett was drunk and being aggressive. The Liberty Lake City Council has approved a book to stay in the Liberty Lake Library. The book is called Gender Queer. It's a memoir intended to explain what it means to be non-binary. The book has become known as one of the most banned books in the country because of the graphic illustrations depicting sex acts. The controversy started back in December when a mom and local realtor, Erin Zisada, has submitted a complaint basically asking the library to get rid of the book. The librarian and the library both denied that request, so she appealed the decision and then brought it before city council members.
And if you start banning books, do you truly believe your children won't find what they want to know somewhere else? Banning books will not be the end of whatever crusade you are on.
Our public library should represent many different views. But we should be able to establish some sort of minimum standard of decency.
Library board members say parents are responsible for what their children are reading or looking at in the library or online. Right now, the Spokane Lands Committee is discussing a proposal to name a playground at Cannon Hill Park after a Spokane girl who was murdered back in 1959. This is a case that Spokane police just recently solved with the help of DNA evidence. 9-year-old Candy Rogers went missing in 1959 while out selling campfire mints in west central Spokane. It took searchers 2 weeks to find her body, 16 days to be exact. Her cousin, Joanne Poss, who I spoke with back in February, wrote a letter to the Spokane Parks director saying that Candy's childhood home was right near that playground at Cannon Park. The family wants to remember Candy in a way that can now bring happiness and light to other children so that Candy is never forgotten. The official name of the playground would be the Candy Rogers Memorial Playground. They're talking about it right now, so we'll let you know what they ultimately decide. And turning now to weather, man, what a beautiful spring day it ended up being, although it sounds like this may be the last one we see for a while. Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo is outside right now enjoying, man, these beautiful sun rays and very, very nice temperatures.
Yeah, Whitney, I actually said, you know what, guys, I'm going to go outside I have to check for science. But right now, 69 degrees in Spokane. We've already hit 70. We've kissed it a couple times. And you know, I said yesterday we probably wouldn't do it because of cloud cover. I can see that cloud cover out to the west, and I, for one, am not complaining that it's taking a little bit longer to move in. So bask in it, because yes, cooler days are on the way. 63 in Sandpoint, 69 in Coeur d'Alene, and 72 in Moses Lake. It is a beautiful day. It really doesn't get much better than this. We're starting to filter in some of that cloud cover though, and expect it to continue. By tomorrow, we start the day with a round of scattered showers. By tomorrow afternoon, well, it's just a steady stream of moisture moving through much of the inland northwest, and that comes with wind and much cooler temps. We're gonna drop down into the 50s, get that, right? So we do stay warmer overnight, but by tomorrow afternoon with that moisture, well, we top out in the 50s, so our cooling trend begins tomorrow.
I can't wait. Thanks very much, Jeremy. Well, Hamilton has officially taken over Spokane, from selling out the first Interstate Center for the Arts all the way to packing our hotels and restaurants. When Broadway comes to town, business owners say they know they need to prepare for a big bump in business. And before the curtain goes up, musical enthusiasts and Spokane residents alike fill those seats in downtown restaurants. Wiley's Bistro is less than half a mile from the first Interstate Center, and Michael Wiley is the owner. He says that he adds staff and condenses the menu when considering those bigger crowds. He says it helps get customers in and out in time for the show.
Hamilton's a big show, super popular. They're running it for 3 weeks, so we knew we were probably going to get hit pretty hard. We had every table reserved by 3 days ago. So between 5 and 5:45, we filled up the entire restaurant, and by 7:15, the last person was out the door and walking down the street to go hit the show.
Wiley says his restaurant can fit 49 people. He says reservations are completely booked through the weekend. He is recommending booking early for big events when they come to town. Hamilton, again, he said it's playing for 3 weeks through May 22nd. The director of marketing for the Davenport hotels says the same. So according to their Table 13, which is just across the street from the First Interstate Center, they saw more than 1,100 customers on opening night. Still to come tonight, killing COVID could be as simple as flipping a light switch. How some researchers are now using a game-changing technology to stop the spread of the virus. And before we head to break, just a quick reminder that the Creme Cares diaper drive is happening right now. All of the money raised goes straight to helping families in need so they can have the diapers they need. We'll have more on that when we come back.
When I see a mother come to the door or a father come to the door and ask for the diapers, it gives me joy, because I know what it's like to be at the bottom and to need something as essential as that.